There's something about petting a horse's forehead and looking into its eyes that can bring calmness and confidence to one's life. Horses are good for the soul. Just ask those who've taken part in a therapy program with these gentle creatures at Jericho Creek Farms in Eagle. Michael Schlesinger takes us to the Horsepower Healing Center in our Sunday morning spotlight.
It really is an experience. It's not just oh, you're sitting in a field with some horses. There's magic happening too.
Horse lover and farm owner Wendy Konachek knows what's happening on her 114-acre property is something you don't see every day and everywhere. Jericho Farms 2 is a place to heal yourself with horses.
You feel a calmness when you're even just leaving here. It's a great experience.
Her Waukesha County site is also called the Horsepower Healing Center, where special programs are held for veterans, terminally ill people, and those with special needs. But for this event, it's all about bonding and meditating in a circle for an hour with a handful of horses.
It's an experience that stays with you.
Andrea Lewis-Visser and her husband James, who have been yoga people for years, participate proudly in the healing circle.
Animals just know how to be animals. They don't worry about things like we do. And for me, it was just calming and relaxing to be with them. And I was open to experiencing how that might affect me.
And did it?
Oh yeah.
How?
Peaceful, relaxing, just enjoying being out here with them for a couple of hours.
Experience of relaxing and being with the land and the horses, the larger picture. That's something I can carry into and remember in everyday life.
It's almost like you have a field connection, a respect for each other. And Madison, she's a sweetheart.
Horses have been a part of Bob Lawn's life for a long time, so this kind of meditation just makes sense.
You really get bonded to nature and you get closer. And they feel you, meaning that they understand your emotions. If you're agitated, if you're angry, they'll keep their distance for a while, and then they'll come up to you and see how you're doing.
They're saying, relax, relax.
Linda Catterson is group leader. She's also a Reiki master teacher and brings her skills into the session.
The seats are already 6 to 8 inches feet apart, so because the horses are allowed to come into the circle. And then what I did last year, I was able to touch people because Reiki, you can either do it hands-on or from a distance. So last year I was able to touch people, and because I'm an intuit, I was able to touch them where I thought they needed the most healing. So then this year, I do it from a distance. You know, I stood there in the middle of the circle and I just kind of turned to everybody, and I can send it with my hands. In my hands, the energy gets real strong. Even I do this thing where I kind of make like an energy ball between my hands, and I just kind of like send the energy out to people.
Catterson knows before she starts to lead, she needs to be in the right frame of mind and body.
For me, I have to be totally cleansed of any anger, any jealousy, any negative emotion. So what I'll do is I'll come out here with the horses and I'll sit, and immediately I'll burst into tears. And I have no idea why. And I'm just sitting there going, crying, crying, crying.
I cannot call you a horse whisperer.
Maybe. Whisper. I can hear sometimes.
And while you can't really label her in those terms, she tells me she's working on being an animal communicator. However you define it, though, her role is something powerful to so many and gives new meaning to the word horsepower.
It's 50% me and the horses. It's 50% you, the participant. If you are willing to give up what you don't need, then that's half the battle. But if you're sitting there going, it's not going to work, I don't like this, I'm just here for the sunshine, then it's not. So that's why I tell people ahead of time, please bring what you want to work on you. If you don't know, just say, you know, please release all my fears in this circle, and just leave it at that.
It's a feeling of gentleness and inclusiveness, yeah.
Every new experience gives you something more to talk about, to think about, to maybe probe. in a little different way.
What can we learn from them?
I think a calmness, that issues that we think are so catastrophic and emotionally triggered and wired to the nth degree, creatures like a horse who has so much power and so much strength to control their process, they can show you how gentle they are. Yes, I understand.